guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys enjoyed the last Tip Tuesday. I know it was all baby related, so I apologize for those who are asking all the fitness questions and I didn't get into them. So this time I'm going to focus on all my fitness folks who've asked a ton of questions and I never really get to go in depth about these on Instagram because I only get like X amount of time before I'm going to write a whole paragraph or a book, and who the hell wants to read that, right? I don't. So anyway, today we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to read probably some questions from the past Tip Tuesdays just because those are some that I get a lot and I'm not able to like really go into detail. And then I'll read some new ones that you guys submitted in today. So we'll get started with those. Someone asked, I'm ready for weights. Where do I start? Okay, so really weightlifting is going to be depending on you. So for example, if you want to do your bicep, which this is your bicep, for those that don't know what body part it is, you would get a dumbbell. And I would, if I were you and you're just now starting, I would go ahead and get like a 5-pounder and just kind of do a curl and then see how that feels. If you can do 10 super easy, then it looks like you can go up in weight. Maybe try a 7.5. And then you move forward. You know, that's how you kind of keep increasing. So if you can do really high reps on a weight, on any dumbbell, then, you know, it means that you could probably go up in weight. Unless you're doing it for toning, then high reps are obviously where you want to be. So I hope that helped answer that question. I get asked this a lot. It's what muscle group do you work on each day of the week? So again, I've explained to you guys that I actually have a planner for my workouts. So basically, right now, currently, I'm doing what is called PPL, which is push, pull, legs. So I'll do all my push exercises on Monday, and then I'll do all my pull exercises on Tuesday. I'll do legs on Wednesday. And then Thursday, I'll do some sort of cardio. Friday, I'll do some sort of cardio. And then Saturday, I'll do like some type of HIIT training. So PPL, look that up on YouTube and you can kind of get an idea of what it all consists of and how those exercises work. When I'm not training with my trainer, I will do my own thing, which usually it'll be 2 body parts, and I love supersets. So most of my exercises are supersets. If you kind of scroll on my YouTube channel, if you look at any of my old videos of when I was prepping for a competition, you'll see that I like to do 2 muscles, and I'll do supersets usually for those muscles. So for example, if I want to do bicep and tricep, I'll do some kind of superset exercises for that. More than likely, probably like a curl and skull crusher. So hope that gives you some kind of idea of how you can prep your workout schedule. Any tips on trying to get on a faster pace with walking and jogging? So this is a really cool question because a while back, I actually did a half marathon. And when I did the half marathon, I kind of like had this little like prep guide. And so basically every week you need to kind of set a goal. So for example, if you're walking every day and you want to start jogging, right? So I would suggest first starting, depending on where you are in your journey, I would suggest you go ahead and do your 5-minute warm up, walk it, and then try jogging for 30 seconds. If 30 seconds was not hard, then push it to a minute and then walk 5 minutes and then jog a minute. And then every time or every week or every 2 weeks, however you want to design your goal setting, increase by 30 seconds. So the next time jog a minute 30 and so forth and so on. So I hope that kind of helps you prep your way into increasing your jogging and your stamina and so forth. Do you do cardio and weights on the same day? Yes, I do. And what I mean by cardio is I actually warm up. Right now, before I hit the weights, I am doing a 2-mile warm up, which means it usually ends up being about 20 to 23 minutes of a warm up. Before, whenever like I was a lot smaller and I wasn't focused so much on trying to drop weight right now. I was actually doing probably about a mile before I got started. Right now I'm doing 2 miles. Sometimes I would just do 15 minutes on the Stairmaster before I got started on my weights. And then when I finish my weights I would go back on the Stairmaster and do another 15 minutes. So it just kind of depends on where I am in my fitness journey. Right now, I'm still trying to drop a lot of my weight. So cardio is essential. Like I cannot miss one of those days. So yes, I do combine cardio and weights together. Do I have a favorite waist trainer? I'm going to be honest with you guys. I had never used a waist trainer before until after I had a baby, and that's because I needed some kind of support on my stomach. My babysitter actually sells them at the flea market, so honestly, I just bought whatever she had, but I bought it off of her and I use it. I honestly don't know the purpose of them. I know a lot of the women swear by them. I would only use it to help me sweat in the abdomen area, and then honestly, to lift, to get that back support, it actually helps because it's so tight and you really can't move. That's the only really benefit I see from them. I don't see how a waist trainer is going to make you drop weight. Excuse me, because if you're not eating right or exercising, it's not doing anything. I guess if you're using it to look thinner for just a hot second because you want to wear an outfit, then I can see how the waist trainer is going to make you look that way. But once you take it off, we all know what bulges out. So yeah, I don't know. How do you plan your workouts? I think I already kind of answered that. I do it based on if I'm working with my trainer that week or if I'm not working with my trainer that week. I just started doing the trainer thing, so it just kind of like depends. I was usually a loner. I like to do things on my own. I really don't like to have a workout buddy, only because I'm super duper focused and I don't really like to be distracted. So right now, it's the first time I've ever worked with a trainer. It's worked out great for me, so I'm not ready to cut Agent Sean just yet. But he's great. So he and I were lifting buddies before. So I had already learned a lot from him prior to that. So this is just a plus for me. So those were some questions from last week. So I hope that kind of helped out. How can I lose fat and gain muscle? Okay. This is such a question that I honestly, it's so hard to answer because there's so much to go to it. To kind of get into that. Well, one, it's going to be like your diet for sure, cardio, and then if you're lifting weights, you got to lift heavy to kind of lose the fat. But you also have to be eating right so that it all goes together. So cardio, diet, and lifting. Your lifting can be heavy and or high reps if you're just trying to tone. I'm not really sure what this person's goal is. But losing fat and gaining muscle at the same time is possible. Again, it's just going to depend also on your diet and exercise. Aside from diet, I need exercises to get rid of my lower belly after 2 kids. So that's going to be just pretty much, if you're doing the diet and you're actually doing your cardio, then just make sure that at every workout that you do, you add some kind of ab work in there, whether it be sit-ups, whether it be planks, maybe get a medicine ball and throw it against the wall, go up and down with your sit-ups. Again, getting rid of your lower belly fat is going to totally be your diet. I hate to say it. I know that it sounds so redundant and God, does she have any other answer? I kind of don't. I don't have another answer for you. Anyone who asks about how to get rid of belly fat, how to get rid of back fat, how to get rid of inner fat thigh, it is 100% on your diet. I can't emphasize that enough. So I know you guys want a secret answer. Is there a secret pill that I don't know about that's in the market? No, there isn't. And anyone who tells you differently is a lie. There is no tea. There is no waist trainer. There is no nothing, to be honest with you. It's 100. Well, let me rewind. I guess you could do surgery, right? But you still would have to keep up with your surgery. So if you don't work out after having surgery, whether it be a liposuction, a tummy tuck, or even the gastric bypass, any of those things, if you don't keep up with them, it's still the same concept. You have to eat, you have to diet, you have to eat right, because otherwise, what was the purpose of you getting those surgeries? So I hope that helped you some. If one has PCOS, what's your view on cardio versus weights for weight loss? Slow reps, weights? Okay, so actually, my sister suffers from PCOS, and a lot of what helped her was definitely her diet, because she's changed her diet. Again, do you see how this is come on, girl, are you really gonna give us any other answer? So PCOS actually has certain foods that you should stay away from and certain foods that you should eat. And I'm sorry that I don't have the list, but I know that my sister's doctor gave her that. So maybe look that up on Pinterest, because I guarantee you Pinterest has a list of foods that people who have PCOS should stay away from, and probably base a meal plan around that for yourself. And then I would recommend for you to probably do high reps so that you can tone your body and drop the weight. And then once you get to where you want to be, go ahead and, push yourself up and go ahead and lift a little bit heavier. So I hope that kind of helped you some. This is a good one. Healthy munchies when I get stoned. Okay, so if I were you, I would probably have an apple on deck, an apple with peanut butter. I would have rice cakes, peanut butter on rice cakes with little slices of banana, maybe yogurt, some kind of protein bar. It's kind of it's going to have to be healthy. So keep your healthy snacks available so that you aren't tempted to have chips, candy, gummy bears, or anything that, is going to tempt you from, eating those things. Eating schedule. How long after each meal for snack or meals for weight loss? Okay. There is nothing that, honestly, that you can, it has nothing to do with time. So you can eat every 3 hours, you can eat every 2 hours. It really doesn't matter. That doesn't help with weight loss. It's what you're actually eating and putting into your body that matters with weight loss. So for example, if you're kind of wondering of a schedule, the first thing I do when I get up in the morning is I have my breakfast. And then right after I come back from the gym, I'll have my first meal, which now that has been probably about 3 hours after I had my breakfast. And then I'll have a snack, and I try to hold off as much as possible, because when my nutritionist has me on a super strict diet, I don't always have a lot of food that I get to eat for the day. So I try to stretch it as much as possible, which is why I sip on my coffee, because that caffeine keeps me from not getting as hungry as I normally would. So that's the reason why coffee is always on deck for me. And I drink a nitro, so I don't think it's anything sweet. So it's pretty much a black coffee, but obviously the caffeine helps with, to suppress your appetite. So I hope that kind of helped you out on a little bit. So as soon as I wake up, I don't eat right away. I probably wait about an hour, and then I'll go ahead and have my breakfast. And then I eat about every 3 hours until it's closer to dinner. I try to hold off as much as I can so that I'm not eating too early and then I'm going to bed hungry. And then we all know what happens. You're tempted to kind of munch on something, and it's not part of my menu. So I try to stay away from it. So I hope that helps. I gave birth 6 months ago and I still have a good amount of fat. Should I be doing ab work? Okay, you still have a good amount of fat. Guess what you think my answer is going to be. If I had an audience member right now, can someone please? Yes, your diet. I'm sorry, I don't have another answer for you. It doesn't matter how much workout you do. You honestly could stay home and do absolutely no exercise at all whatsoever. And if you're eating right, if your diet is good, you will still drop weight. But obviously, you'll be a little bit more flabby. You won't be as toned. So adding the exercise with good nutrition is only going to give you a better look. You're going to be more toned. You're going to look nicer. It's only a plus. You probably will get to your weight loss journey or whatever your goal is a lot faster by adding good nutrition and exercise together. So I'm sorry that I don't have another answer for you. There isn't a specific ab workout that's going to get rid of your belly fat. It's going to be in the kitchen. That's what's going to help you get rid of that belly fat. And we'll end it with this question. I want to convert my garage into a home gym. What are the essentials to have? Okay, so we kind of sort of have a home gym, if you want to say it. So some things that I have at home are for sure dumbbells. I have 5, 10s, 12, 15s, 20s, and 25. I stop at 25. And you can do a bunch of stuff with just dumbbells. I do have 2 barbells that I got from Academy. One is a 15-pounder and another one is actually a 40-pounder. And it's just so that I can do, that way you can do whether it is bench press, whether it be skull crushers, whether it be bicep curls. So you can do a lot of stuff with them, same as with the dumbbells. Let's see, what else do I have? I actually have cones because I like to do little drills. So we have cones. Let me see, what else do we have? A jump rope. You must have a jump rope. Like, that's great cardio. Like, if you have you can honestly use a jump rope between sets when you're working out, lifting weights. If you're like someone like me who hates cardio, I do about a minute of jump roping or 2 minutes in between my sets so that it's less time for me to be on the machine because, you know, I'm all about hacks. Hint, I have a Facebook group called The Hacks of Life because that's what I'm about. So I would have a jump rope as well. Let's see, what else would be good? I'm trying to think of the things that we have in the back. I also have, Rob, what is that squatting thing called? The one that you can do the farmer walks with?
Trap bar.
The trap bar? Okay, so we have a trap bar. You don't have to have one. But I did buy one because you can do so much with it. You can actually do squats with it. You can do farmer's walks with it. You can really actually do shoulder presses with it. There's a bunch of stuff that you can do with it. And that's really it, honestly, because then you can do push-ups. You can do sit-ups on your own. I would buy one at least medicine ball, too, for you to, like, use, whether it be to do sit-ups, whether you do to throw against the wall, whatever it is, over the head. All those are great. And then a few kettlebells because you could use those as well. So I guess you can kind of say we have a whole little equipment group in the back of our house that we use. And I also used to use that stuff to train. So that's where a lot of my equipment comes from. So I hope that kind of gives you an idea of what you want to do, of what you want to get for your home gym. Oh yeah, lastly, make sure you get some of those they're super cheap. They're like little puzzle squares that you can put on the floor. Sometimes moms use them in the baby's room. And they're great if you're going to use it inside the garage, unless you don't care to like drop your weights or whatever. But you can use it to like do certain workouts on the floor, which are great. So we just bought, I think like it had a group of 10 on Amazon. They weren't even expensive, but they were great. You just kind of like put them together like puzzles and that's it. So I hope that helped you guys. I will try to do a lot more of these videos. This is going to go up on every Tuesday. So obviously Tip Tuesday, that's why we have it. So submit your questions on Instagram at mariswolelifts. If you haven't yet, please follow me. I try to post a lot of good information for you guys. And if you haven't yet, please subscribe and like, share, and comment. I'd like to hear what you guys have to say. Good comments, bad comments, I take them all. You know, you only make me better by leaving me reviews. So thanks again, guys, for tuning in to Tip Tuesday. I will see you guys next week.